Right then, so one day someone asked me if I could make a video about my loadouts for Infiltrator, and later on a few other people suggested that, so I figured why the fuck not. Never tried that, but then again I never tried making asshole tips, and hey, you guys enjoyed it, so let's do this. Though one thing before we start, while writing this I don't intend this to be a guide, but it can be taken as one if you learn something. Now then, we all have 4 free loadouts once reaching certain level, and I have filled each and every one with a different playstyle setup, and yet there are things that I use on every loadout regardless. So I'll quickly go over those items. First, I'm not a pussy, so I don't use any medkits. Instead, I get a stiffy while carrying a pair of explosives close to my balls. That's why I use proxy mines on every loadout. No ifs and or buts about it. My philosophy on this is as long as you are invisible, you'll survive. So there's no point in having medkits, as they will maybe save your ass once every 50 lives, and even then allowing you to absorb maybe 2 to 3 extra bullets. Proxies on the other hand allow me to obliterate multiple enemies every 5th life or so. Second, suppressor on everything that has it, with exceptions of bolt action snipers, and no, this does not include Sasar, Ghost and Tsar. There are 2 great reasons as to why I use such attachment: silence and no muzzle flash, with additional extra of not showing up on the minimap, even though TR and NC scout rifles suffer from terribly high suppressed noise. Vano has almost no sound on theirs. Still, being stealthy is important, and every infiltrator that is near me and doesn't use suppressor, I just find in no time. So think, if there's just one person who goes after you because of this, there are sure to be more. Avoiding this unnecessary threat is just playing smart. Third, motion spotter. Yes, I only use motion spotter as its more defensive tool that allows you to instantly see where and what exactly enemy is doing, and so you can react accordingly. While darts only tell you approximately where enemy is. And sure, they are great at spotting enemy approaching, but once fighting starts, you would like to know where enemy is standing exactly. Oh, and you don't have to spam darts constantly every X amount of seconds. Just pop a spotter and there you go. Fourth, no implants. Ever since I ran out of energy, I don't bother worrying about it anymore. Also, by using them, I acknowledge that they are good. And when even devs admit that they were made just to cash grab, why should I give a fuck either? Fifth, camo. Frankly, I hate to change my skins left and right, so I stick with one camo. But really, I would always stick with the camo that stands out the least. So the darker, the better. Sixth, the EMP nade. Yes, this is something every infiltrator should have. While it's not deadly directly, having some dipshit toss out some mines among his teammates is perfect situation for EMP nade. And finally, seventh, the big ass probe. Wait, I meant big ass probe. Oh wait, screw it, it fits just fine. Right then, these are 7 things that I would use no matter which loadout I choose. So let's get into them already. First loadout on my list is Sniper, aka long range. For this on primary I use only bolt action snipers with 12x scopes. Since I've gotten used to the zoom, I prefer maximum accuracy on this one, so popping heads would be easier on even maximum ranges. Straight pull bolt and super cold coil is a must, and that's pretty much it. Only phase shift uses forward grip and suppressor for obvious reasons. As for sidearm, I currently have Spiker on, but really any weapon is fitting except for those joke weapons, Cerberus, Emperor, and Rebel. Next, very important part of my loadout is suit slot. For sniping I only use ammo belt, except for phase shift again. With that I have advanced shield cap to replenish my soft ass protecting shield sooner. And last but not least, Hunter cloak. For this loadout, this cloak is very important, as it allows you to stay hidden longer than not. That is, it recharges faster than replenishes. So remember children, if you're using non-armor with long range setup, you are an idiot. But honestly, I use Hunter Cloak on all my loadouts except for Stalker for, again, obvious reasons. In general, I don't like non-armor, even though it's better than it used to be, it's still kind of crap. So yeah, in short, my sniper setup pretty much consists of 2 things: sniper with 12x scope and ammo belt, if it's not phase shift. Then moving on to mid-range setup, again with all the usual stuff. Really, the only thing that differs here are primary weapon and suit slot. Be that CQC bolt action or any semi-automatic rifle, all of these will be suppressed. For semi-autos, obligatory is forward grip, because making first shot is easy, doing second, third and so on target. Now that's what matters. So less recoil is what I'm after. As for CQC bolt action, obviously super cold coil is what you need, or straight pull bolt if you're a heretic. All of these weapons will use 4x or 3.4x scopes, or at least as close as possible, just to maximize their ranges where they shine the most. Oh, and for bolt actions, definitely get chevron scopes. Still, I know people prefer 2x or 1x scopes, and yeah, hey, this is my playstyle after all. Oh, and as for Spectre, Gauss SPR, and 99SV, stick with 6x scope. That one's already too big as it is, so don't waste your certs on higher ones. As for Suslot, I often switch between ammo belt and grenade bandolier. Ammo belt when enemies are further down the range, and grenade bandolier when they are up close and personal. But frankly, CQC is not where you should use these weapons anyways. And I gotta say, this loadout is my least favorite, as I hate all semi-automatics with passion. And Auroximing, every single one of them was a bitch. So I can't imagine what other factions have to go through with added bullet drop to those squirt guns. But anyways, now we come to my favorite pastime loadout. Stalker. Since for this, sidearm is your main weapon, I tend to take anything that's not shit, aka joke weapons or Cerberus. For suit slot, it's mandatory to have ammo belt, as sidearms really don't have that much extra ammo. Even when running knife only, I prefer to have ammo belt, as you never know when that pistol might come in handy. And finally, my main grinder. Whoops, I mean meat beater. Farmer setup. Wait, what the fuck did I write there? Well, anyways, the close range. Here I use anything else that can't be fitted in other three. So yeah, SMGs and the lonely scout rifle. Well, I like sniping a lot. I haven't done it in a long ass while, but CQC is what I do constantly. Here though, I must say that if you play NC and use anything other than Cyclone, I have to ask, what's wrong with you? Cyclone is hands down OP as fuck! I love it, and devs, don't listen to Igor or if he ever says something about this SMG. Don't nerf it, please, I love it. Other than that, PDW and Mark V would be my second best pick for SMGs. And finally, Artemis, as it simply has no audible sound. Here though, looking over every SMG, I feel sadness looking at TR Arsenal. Hailstorm's cool and good, but man, both of those SMGs really need some sort of buff. Anyways, with all SMGs I use 2x scopes, as I like to have some sort of zoom. Though 1x scopes are just fine too. As for scout rifles, since they have a little bit more range, I tend to use 3.4x scopes. But more often than not, I keep switching between that and 2x scope. Oh, and as for suit slot, I always use grenade bandolier just so I can level the playing field with those fucking heavies. And there we go, simple and sort of short video on my loadouts. Let's name them YMK long, medium, probulator, and close. So do let me know what you think and if you learned anything. As for now, I'll go penetrate some mans.